Robert spinning tails, cornbread's got the flair. Miss Elizabeth, the mama with wisdom to share. With a laugh and a grin, we're lighting up the air. Southern hearts and humor, we're a rowdy trio pair. God's our guide, family's our pride. Tune in to Mama Said, come along for the ride. Mama said, keep it real, keep it true. Love your neighbor like the good book tells you to. From the back roads to the front porch swing, we're serving up laughter, making your heart sing. Got family and a whole lot of fun. Mama said, you know we're number one. Cornbread's got a story about a fishing hole. Robert's cracking jokes that'll save your soul. Miss Elizabeth's got the sass, she's the queen of the show. With her southern wisdom, she's stealing the glow. We're talking life, love, and sweet iced tea. Respecting all folks, that's how it's gotta be. From the red clay hills to the Georgia pines, Mama said brings the good old times. Mama said, keep it real, keep it true. Love your neighbor like the good book tells you to. From the back roads to the front porch swing, we're serving up laughter, making your heart sing. Got family and a whole lot of fun. Mama said, you know we're number one. You never know what's coming, it's a wild, wild show. Might be preaching grace or dancing with a banjo. We're keeping it clean, keeping it light, praising the Lord and laughing all night. Mama said, keep it real, keep it true. Love your neighbor like the good book tells you to. From the back roads to the front porch swing, we're serving up laughter, making your heart sing. Got family and a whole lot of fun. Mama said, you know we're number one.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mama Said on the Southern Fried Podcast. I'm Rob the Clickbait. There's the Mama Elizabeth Davis working on Rumble right now because Rumble's being stupid. How's Miss Elizabeth doing tonight?
I'm good.
Oh, we can hear you, but it's quiet. It's quiet.
Let me turn.
Yeah, and it's real choppy too. Did you drive far enough down off the hill?
I was still on.
Because you're way up there on top of that mountain. You ought to get a good signal way up there, but you got to drive off that mountain. You might walk with a limp. I know how you ridge runners are. You know, used to walking on the side of them mountains. When you get down on flat ground, you walk with a limp. One leg's longer than the other. Feeling ornery tonight, can you tell? Yeah, we can't hard to hear you. Well, anyway, while she's working on that and David's working on a Rumble, welcome to Mama Said tonight. And I got a very special topic, if we can get around to it. Oh, we lost her. There she is back.
No, you didn't.
I can hear you great now. What'd you do?
I ain't telling my secrets.
It's embarrassing. You don't want to tell it.
No.
That's a yes.
No. I went off Wi-Fi and went back on my service.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Well, here, let's get back in the right place here. There we go.
well, you tell what you want to talk about because I have a topic tonight.
You got a topic? Let's go with your topic.
Well, what was you want to say?
I was going to do one on. We need to talk about manners.
Well, I told Dave I want to talk about that next week if that's okay. But if
That's
we
just
got time, we can talk about both.
yeah. What you want to talk about?
Well, we missed, every month, it seems like there's something goes on, one month we have,
You
I,
terrified me.
like one month we have women have go get your tatas checked. Actually, I think that's this month. All women should go get their tatas
Yeah,
checked.
yeah, that is.
Uh,
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
yeah.
Go
And
get your
so,
boobies checked.
yes. I do that in December anyway. So, but you know,
Of course.
one month is National Preparedness Month.
Okay.
So, that's what I want to talk about tonight because we missed that month.
Okay. Well, if we're going to talk about preparedness from a mama's point of view, that
Well,
means you have to keep clean underwear in your glove box.
now
Because
listen,
if you get in the emergency room and you don't have on clean underwear, that's going to
honey,
be the first thing mama says when she comes there. Did he have on clean underwear? Well, is he okay?
no, Mama's not gonna ask that. Trust me, Mama's just gonna want to know if you okay. That's all I want to know is are they okay?
But after they're okay,
I could
then
care less if they had on clean underwear at that point.
I'm going to tell you, if they was involved in an accident, they don't have on clean underwear.
No,
First you say it, then you do it.
because listen, the way my bladder works now, I can guarantee you I probably don't have on clean underwear at that point.
Chuck,
I'm
close
just
your
gonna
lips.
tell you. I'm just gonna tell you up front.
Chuck's sitting over here like this right now.
Well, listen,
Your
the kids
daughter's
went.
going to run into the emergency room and go, "Did you have on clean underwear?" And the nurse is going to go, "Depends."
My daughter don't care. Trust me. We've been on vacation too many times. Listen, they brought home before we start. The kids went and brought back three new goats today. They're so stinking cute. Oh my gosh.
How many goats y'all got now?
3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Why in the
This is
world
it.
do you want 12 goats?
Now, I don't know why they want 12 goats, but she said this is the last of them. They ain't getting no more. But listen, these 3 new ones, they're cute as can be. They're about 7 months old, but they are so stinking cute. I went up today to look at them.
Goats stink.
No, these don't.
But they do make good barbecue.
I'll take your word for that. These ain't getting
Hey,
slaughtered.
Jake. Huh?
Hey, Jake. These ain't getting slaughtered. Right now, they're being bred. Oh, wait a minute. No, we got more than that. 12, 13, 14, 15, because we got 3 male goats. That's just the female goats.
I guess everybody's got to have a hobby.
Yeah. Right now, see, they're because we milk them. Sarah milks them. I can't say we. I have nothing to do with that. Mama don't get involved with the milking. I would if they'd teach me. I'd help out.
You want to be careful. You don't want to do it from the backside like they do cows because you'll get chocolate chips in your milk.
No, you don't milk cows from the backside either.
Oh, no.
You do that from the side.
They do now. They just go in there and poke them things up on them teats and just suck it right out.
Yeah.
I have been at a dairy farm before. I've got relatives in Wisconsin. And one of the funniest things I have ever seen in my life, and there were cats everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He grabbed hold of that cow's teat and squeezed it and was shooting milk in the air, kind of low. Start with that cat his mouth open. He just shoot it right in his mouth. And
I think Rob may be the one that froze up.
Then am I froze up?
No, you good now.
Okay. But then he started raising it up higher and higher. And that cat was reaching up over his back leg. Then he was pawing at it, trying to pull it down. Oh, it was funny. I laughed. I ain't laughed so hard in my entire life. That was hilarious.
That is funny. Well, you know, well, I don't know if I've said this or not. I don't know if I've said it on here or not. I am what most typical people would consider a prepper.
Yeah.
I prep for disasters. I mean, I don't have no multi thousands dollars of worth of stuff packed up, and I don't have no storm shelter. I don't have no underground bunker or anything like that. I prep for life's disasters,
You know.
like if I had to be out of work for weeks because of an emergency, I got stuff put back that I could live off of as far as
Right.
food, you know. Um, and I think all people should live like that if
Yeah.
I just think that's common sense.
Right.
Well, and like anybody that lives in a hurricane zone, they should have things put back. Anybody that lives in a fire zone, like these natural disaster zones that California,
Yeah.
anybody that earthquake zones, they should have things put back. They should have what they call go bags. Anybody that drives should have a go bag in their car. A go bag is a bag that if it would get you home
Yeah.
in, in an emergency. Okay?
Yeah.
For those people that don't know out there. It's got, if you work in an office, say a woman, if you work in an office and you wear high heels every day, in that go bag, you need a pair of tennis shoes. You need a change of clothes. Or, not even necessarily tennis shoes, but you need maybe a pair of boots, a good pair of walking boots. You need a change of clothes like blue jeans or, something dependable upon the weather. Those clothes needs to be, interchangeable. Um, with what the weather is, weather's starting to cool off. You might need winter clothes.
Yeah.
You might need, in the summer, you definitely need something that's going to keep the mosquitoes off of you. You
Well,
might go ahead.
everybody thinks about feminine hygiene products that they should be carrying, and
Hmm.
guys should carry some products too.
Yeah.
And all right, Jake, we're going to turn off the show and go look at the email.
Hold on,
Just
Jake. Hold on,
playing,
honey. We
Jake.
will. We will, honey.
We'll get to it. I
Um.
promise you. I'm
Yes.
just having fun with you. Uh,
And you need to have um food in there
yeah.
and water in there. Uh, these are things that you need to carry in a backpack or a bag that you can carry and get
Mhm.
home. You need to practice carrying this bag. It shouldn't be something that you should just have on in your car and you've never practiced carrying.
Yeah. And as
Have a
far as
way.
something to eat, as far as something to eat in a go bag or an emergency top bag, get you some roasted peanuts in the little plastic bags. Those things keep forever. They don't really go bad. And peanuts are full of energy. They're full of protein. They got some
Oh,
salt in there if you need some salt, get back in your system. Peanuts are just about the roasted peanuts are to me, are one of the best emergency type foods you can get.
well, and you could even pack so that let's say I lived in Atlanta. I worked probably 20 minutes from home, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Walking that is going to take me several hours.
Yeah.
And that's going to take me several hours. Driving that, that would take me several hours. Where I live now, if I worked my closest when I worked in Murray County, that was a 30-minute drive. That would take me at least half a day.
Yeah.
A minimum of half a day. You could take those packages of tuna if you had to,
Yeah.
if you were out, somewhere else. Like my niece, she works in Dalton, but she lives in Somerville.
That's a pretty good ride.
So yeah, if she had to do, if she got caught, say that there, Lord forbid, there was an EMP or solar flares that knocked out all electronics.
Yeah.
And you had to walk for a long distance or days. And
It's not good.
it's not good. You have to have protein. You have to have a way to get food into your system. A life straw is an excellent source of being able to drink water, and it purifies the water as you're drinking it. They're
Yeah.
not very expensive. You can get a lot of drinks through that.
Yeah.
And, they've proven that you can even drink out of a muddy water hole and it's going to purify it if you have to.
Just have trouble with that.
I know
But,
you do.
You got to try. I mean, you can't just.
You can only go 3 days without water.
Yeah.
You can only go 3 days. But you think about carrying multiple bottles of water in a backpack, that's going to be heavy.
It is.
And you think about carrying something that you got to cook over. They make little bitty stoves now that you can cook over.
Yeah.
That you can carry in a backpack. But if you've never carried one of these, you need to start now and get your body accustomed to it.
Yeah.
And accustomed to the things that you can carry. FEMA, everybody knows who FEMA is.
Yeah.
FEMA suggests, get this. Okay, this is what FEMA suggests. Prescription medication and glasses. This is their emergency supply list, okay? Infant formula and diapers if needed. Pet food, water, and supplies for your pet. Because you got to think about if you've got pets. Important family documents such as copies of insurance policies, identification, and bank account records in a portable waterproof container. Because
Look, I keep all that stuff in a portable fire safe. in
but
my
if you think
closet.
about if you have to leave your home
That's part of your bag.
but if you have to leave home, you can't carry that fireproof safe with you.
Oh no, it's a small. It's not huge.
Okay.
I mean, it's a small. In fact, I can grab it real quick if you'll give me 2 seconds to keep talking about it, and I'll go grab it.
Sure, I will.
So I can show people what it looks like.
So you need to carry cash and change because if something happens, everybody's may not have power. You can't use those debit cards and you can't use those credit cards. And it says emergency reference materials such as a first aid book or information from www.ready.gov. That's what I'm on right now. A sleeping bag or warm blanket for each person. Consider additional bedding if you live in cold weather climates. complete change of clothing, including a long sleeve shirt, long pants, and sturdy shoes. That's what I was talking about in your go bag. If just to have in your car, just in case. Consider additional clothing if you live in a cold weather climate. Go ahead. See, that's perfect.
All
That's
right.
grab and go.
It's fireproof
Mm-hmm.
and it's ready to go. Now, I've got the keys tied to it,
Mm-hmm.
because if there's a fire and it gets burned up in the fire, I want the keys right close to the box. Hopefully the keys
Mm-hmm.
don't get messed up, but
So, can you tell people where you got that? Do you remember?
yeah, yeah, I keep it in my bedroom closet.
No, do you remember where you purchased it from?
Uh, I think I got this one from Costco, I think. It's Century Safe is the name brand. And you
Okay.
could probably get these on Amazon, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of heavy. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, they're kind of heavy. But I mean, they're fireproof. This one's fireproof as well, because that's another
Janice said she
disaster that
got.
you have to prepare for.
Janice said she has one just like it, and she got hers from Walmart.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, but this thing here, I took all my stuff out, but I can show you the inside of it. It's not that big. There's not that much
Yeah.
room in here. But you close it, you lock it, put it in your closet, keep your home insurance
Yep.
information in there for sure. Keep your bank account information in there. Keep
Mm-hmm.
your car tags and registrations, all that stuff. You keep all your birth certificates, marriage license, whatever you've got that you need to keep safe, that you don't need to burn up. That's where you
Yeah.
keep it. And if there's a fire, you know where to find it because you know where you
Mm,
put it. And put it in
yeah.
the same place and leave it there. The only time you should ever get into a fire safe is when you're putting stuff in there.
Yeah.
You know,
And
so
like what I was saying, Rob, one of the things that they say to keep on hand is cash and change,
yeah,
because you you may never know where you're going to go that may not have power, or you may be in an area that don't have power. Cash and change you can always use, um
yeah,
because if you are in a place that don't have power, they're not going to, you can't use those credit cards and those debit cards.
yeah.
And in all honesty, it's better to get back to using that cash and that char and those and change, instead of using debit and credit cards. Get out of debt, people. Get out of debt. I'm telling you,
Look,
the best thing you can
I
ever do.
here's here's my thought on debit cards and credit cards.
Hmm.
Okay, to me, carrying a debit card is like carrying cash, and I use my debit card a lot. Okay, I don't use a whole lot of cash. That's me. It's easier for me. Okay, it's convenient. I can use it if I'm shopping online, whatever. I've got it right there. Um, Change, I don't hardly keep any change anymore. But
Hmm.
and so for me, I use a debit card like cash. All right, but I don't, that's coming straight out of my bank account, so it is
Correct.
cash. All right, now a credit card is totally different animal. Unless you're going to pay that credit card off every month,
Yes.
you can use a credit card responsibly, but you cannot ever carry a balance.
Correct.
There's a lot of perks to paying off that credit card every month, like cashback rewards and stuff like that. Basically, if you could find one that's 2 or 3% cash back on all purchases, and you use it, that's basically a 3% discount just
Hmm.
because you use that card. But you can't ever, not one time, carry a balance over. You have to pay
Right.
it off every month. So
Um, Anthony, to answer your question, we don't have up here in Georgia, we don't have toll booths.
Oh, yeah, we
Our place,
don't.
we have in Georgia, we do have like in the Atlanta area, which is, the capital, um, where you can buy a Sun Pass. You can use Sun Pass, but it's also called you can do a Peach Pass. But like you can get on like a special road to miss all the traffic. But so many people are using it now, it's just almost just as bad.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Just getting the express lane. Get you one of
hmm
them mannequin dolls and dress it up, put it in there with you. Just use the express lane.
yeah.
Wait, they catch you doing that
So,
though, they're not gonna be happy.
no.
Hi,
So,
Kate. Good. He's
back to
over in
the
the room.
list. It says a fire extinguisher, matches in a waterproof container, feminine supplies, personal hygiene items, and hand sanitizer. This, in this case, this is where hand sanitizer comes into play. Stop using hand sanitizer daily, folks. Use good old fashioned soap and water. I'm telling y'all, hand sanitizer is killing people because it is causing super bugs. Super, it is causing people to have become not antibiotic resistant. Stop using hand sanitizer. It was never intended for daily use. Stop it. That is my soapbox. I hate hand sanitizer. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
You know, there's a pet peeve that I have, and a lot of people are doing this now. I mean, a lot of people. And okay, since when did toilet paper stop being good enough?
Huh?
Since when did toilet paper stop being good enough? These
Oh, I
man
don't.
wipes and girl wipes and all this other
Oh,
stuff.
I know. Mm-mm.
All they do is clog up a septic system.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take a shower every day, we try to be clean, you know.
Yeah. I
Uh,
remember Anthony, whenever we would travel to wherever there was a toll booth, yes, they would slow down for one of us to throw it in. It was very, very seldom that we ever went to places like that, because there were so many of us.
yeah, but when you go into somebody's home, I'm not going to call any names, but I've seen them. But you never see them in the garbage. You know where they're going,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I've seen septic companies talking about in videos where those things they're supposed to be septic safe,
Yeah.
but what they do is they hang on to. There's a lot of fat and stuff that goes into that, and it clogs up
Yeah.
and it just makes a clump. I don't know if y'all seen those videos or not, but you want to tick off the rotor rooter, man. You let it crack a lid, and there's a bunch of them in there.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
so if you do use them, that's your business. But don't throw them, flush them down somebody's toilet. Come on, throw them in
Yeah.
the trash. That's the same reason
Uh,
why they have those signs up at the restaurants and stuff.
it says mess kits, paper cups, plates, and disposable utensils, paper towels, paper and pencils, books, games, puzzles, or other activities for children. That's just part of the list.
Okay, look, those books, games, and puzzles for children, don't pack that stuff up. Make up a game for the kids. Hey, all right, whoever, go find me a bunch of sticks about this long. I'll give you the winner. I'll give you a quarter. or something, and send them out gathering
It's
sticks.
called
You use them
inflation.
sticks for firewood, huh?
It's called inflation. It's more than a
Mm.
quarter, honey.
You're talking about kids, so that's for the
Yeah.
3-year-olds, you know. And look,
Okay,
the
Jen.
best place, think about going camping and go down the camping aisle at Walmart. They have little self-contained mess kits. It has a plate,
Mm,
or it opens up and it has silverware and stuff like that. They got collapsible cups. Um, it's the best thing to do usually. Uh, Janet, we'll see you here when you get back, sweetie. Um, but like right now in my closet, in the top,
you don't even necessarily. You don't even have to go to the Walmart aisle. Go to yard sales. Go
yeah,
to flea markets. Go to Goodwill. Go to all these other places. Look on
absolutely.
Facebook. Look on Facebook marketplaces. You wouldn't believe the places that have all this stuff for sale now. People just get rid of it because they don't understand you might need this in the future.
Yeah. And the bottom line is the stuff's not that expensive to get.
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's
Dollar
not.
Tree. You can go to the
Dollar.
Dollar Tree and make your own
Yeah.
mess kit.
Yeah. I say Walmart because I generally go there to get my camping stuff and my fish, some of my fishing stuff. But I
Yeah.
definitely go there to get my camping stuff. Um, but but we had Hurricane Michael came through this area
Mm-hmm.
a few years ago, and we had another hurricane pass right over us after that. Didn't really do that much damage. Wasn't that big of a deal. But
Sorry.
you're fine. I've got a 5-gallon collapsible water container for for drinkable water. I've got jugs of water that's not drinkable for flushing commodes and stuff like that in case
Mm-hmm.
of emergency. Uh, I've got canned food in the pantry.
Yep.
Some of it canned myself, some of it bought at the store. I got plenty of jars in there to make some more when I get the garden going again. But being prepared, it's not hard. And I don't know, Miss Elizabeth, I'd call you a prepper. Sounds to me like you just prepared and ready. I don't
Yeah.
sound like, I'm thinking
Well,
about
I
digging a
have.
bunker out back and getting one of them big old containers, those metal containers, and dropping it in there and cutting a
Yeah.
hole in the top. I've seen them work with the going down to the side, and they put a door and they built stairs going down to it and built a
Mm.
door in the container. I thought about
My
doing that just
sister.
to make me
mm,
one grand bunker.
My sister said you can get a small one for like $2,000.
Hmm. Yeah, but then you got to dig that hole big enough. And I'm gonna tell you something, my back ain't gonna take that much shoveling.
That's when you get a backhoe, honey. Well, listen,
Look, look,
FEMA.
look, look. We don't talk about women like that on this show. What in the
Well,
world? Are you
listen.
trying to get me in trouble? Oh my God.
No, no, you don't. You don't do the backhoe. You might have to hire somebody to do it.
Well, yeah, if she's a backhoe, then with what you got, you better be high.
Well, listen. At one point, FEMA suggested only 3 days worth of food. That's all they suggested. Now it says water and non perishable food for several days. In my opinion, you need to have enough food. And this is just Miss Elizabeth's recommendation, folks, just mine. You need to have enough food on hand for 7 to 14 days.
I'll agree with that. However, I might raise it up a little bit higher depending upon where you live. I
Yes.
know when Michael came through here, it hit Albany,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom and stepdad without power for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Now he did have a generator,
But now you
and he did go get
and you
gas
think about those people that were in Tennessee and that were in
in the Carolinas.
uh, the Carolinas when that flood hit
Yeah,
and everything. They were they were without food and power and everything for some of them for months.
yeah. Hmm.
And
A little
So
generator can save your life in a case like that.
they can. And, they also talk about having extra cell phone battery or charger, battery power or hand cranked radio that can receive NOAA weather radio tone alerts, and extra batteries, flashlight and extra batteries.
Okay, let me throw this out there. If you've got a cell phone and you've got a charger, you're going to be able to get those alerts. You don't need
You are.
video.
You
You're
are.
going to get those alerts. So
You are. I wouldn't worry about that. A first aid kit. A good first aid kit can be a lifesaver. It really can.
hang on,
But
Miss.
it can also be a detriment if you do not have the training.
Mm-hmm. Hang on a minute.
Okay.
Let me get. You keep going.
I will. If you have not ever went and got CPR and first aid training, go get it. Because that, even if you've just had it one time, that information is going to stay with you for a long time. And it's, even if you go back every 5 years and get just recertified or just get that training again, it's going to stay with you. There are people out there now, nurses and everything, and even doctors that are doing more intensive training for groups that will give you, that you have to pay for it. I'm not saying they're giving it to you for free. That will train you a more intensive training. Will train you on how to intubate a person if needed. They will, like before, save a life until you can get somebody to a hospital. Um, Train you on the correct ways to do a tourniquet. Train how to do an IV. These are critical in certain times, because I'm telling you, if you are hit, if you're trapped by fire, in California, in these fires out west, there's times that people get trapped and they're not necessarily in a do or die situation, but they can't get out because fires of them, and they're having to walk out. And they've got first aid supplies. Somebody gets a second or third degree burn, but they don't know the correct way to administer help. That's a life-saving situation right there. But people can't get into them. They're having to walk out.
Okay.
So think about that. People, Dr. Joe and Nurse Amy come to mind right away. They're on YouTube. They're on Facebook. You can sign up. They do classes. The Patriot Nurse, I follow her on YouTube. She does classes. She's in Tennessee. She's a great resource. All of her videos are great resources. She does on her very early videos, she spreads out her first aid kit, and it is huge. So just, think about people, even if a nurse, say, hey, can you teach me this? Just to have in my knowledge bank. These are very important things. And it would be great if you just have it in your knowledge bank, because you never know. So think about it. And first aid kits are there's people that make great, huge, big first aid kits. That's a good one. But there's even, it is, that would be good in a bug out bag, in a get home bag, and
but this one's well stocked.
yes.
It's got pain medicine. It's got cold compress.
Mm-hmm.
It's got wound care kits. sting kits, burn cream. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything in it. I mean, a first aid kit is not for triage, it's a first aid kit. It's got splints, it's got for fingers and stuff like that. It's got safety pins, it's got gauze, it's got waterproof tape, it's got alcohol pads and antiseptic wipes. You know, it's got gloves. I mean, it's got all this stuff in it. Don't do you look good if you don't know how to use it. Like Miss Elizabeth was saying, there is an instruction booklet in there. So if worse came to worse, you could read, but nothing, reading something is not the same as knowing something.
Yeah.
So learn
And
how to use it
if all else
is
fails,
the best.
you university.
Rob and Elizabeth, what do you recommend for people who live in unincorporated places of the state that are not connected to city water or city power? Here's
Well,
what I do.
you should be living on a well, and you should have your own sewer system. I mean, you should have a septic tank. I have a septic tank.
Mhm.
And I have city power now. We didn't have it for years, and we lived off of a well. You also need to be able to have access to your well if power goes out.
And that is done through a generator.
Yeah.
A generator can run a well and a fridge. You know, you can have
Mhm.
cold and you can have water. Now, you may have to take some cold baths. So be it. Run your
Get water up
generator.
on the
You know,
stove.
at least you can
Or
keep your food cold.
Mhm.
And you know, the good thing about a generator though is once your fridge is good and cold, take your food out of the fridge, it turns the stove on, it cook it. You can do that with a
Mhm.
generator. So
learn how to
no, Michael,
learn
or
how to
Anthony, I
preserve
don't.
your own food and can that food when you get it out of that refrigerator. Put it up on the shelves. And that's
Yeah,
something Rob and I are going to be doing this summer is teaching people how to can and
I agree.
how to preserve your food, how to grow your own garden, because that's something people need to be doing seriously.
Yeah,
Prices are not coming down, they're only going up.
yep.
And it's ridiculous. It is
Yeah.
utterly ridiculous.
Anthony's asking me if I have one of those high-end standby generators like a Generac or a Kohler. No, I don't. I got to buy gas, but you're going to have to buy gas for those too. But
You are.
So yeah, they're loud. The ones I have is loud, but when I shut the door, it's not that noticeable. I haven't even had to use it. I mean, come on, I haven't yet. My
I
power's never
checked
really
into
been out more than 5 or 6 hours, and I live
mhm.
in the boonies.
I
So
checked into a Generac. Um and you have to have like a huge tank sitting on your property somewhere to be able to run that.
that runs on propane, I think, doesn't
It
it?
does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's the whole reason why I don't run gas in my house. I don't want a propane tank in my yard. I don't
Yeah.
want one. I don't want to spend the extra money to get gas when I've already got electricity. You know,
Mhm. And that
okay,
tank is just going to sit there unless you need to run that Generac
yeah.
um generator.
The portable generators, and those aren't portable either. Those are hardlined into that tank. But
Mhm.
the portable generators, if you need, I've used them a lot, clearing the property down here. Hooking up electric equipment to it, chainsaws, stuff like that, and running them. And then, you do
Hey
your thing with
Dean.
them. Hi, Dean, you doing all right tonight? But, if you're running an electric chainsaw and you got an extension cord, you hook it up to your generator, you can pull that thing around wherever you need it, and you've got juice for it. So, the emergency preparedness people down here, when it comes to hurricane, have told people now to get a standby generator that runs on diesel or propane, so you're not having to wait in line. for a long time at the gas because most people don't deal in diesel or propane for generators and usually have gas generators. But the problem with that is, number one, the generator's attached to the house permanently, or it's attached to that generator. That's hard lined in usually. And look, do you cut grass, Anthony? Do you ever cut your grass? Get 3 5-gallon jugs of gas, okay? That's generally what we try to keep on hand. And, cycle it through. When you run out of 3 out, go get, or 3 cans of it, go get 3 more. It rotates out. Dave's working on the Rumble. He's having some issues with that tonight. We're having some issues with it. Rumble's being just silly, but he's here, but not here. My neighborhood has a landscaping company that cuts our grass. Do what?
So, Anthony, here's what I suggest. Don't wait till hurricane season to get your generator. Get it in the off season. That's the best time to get it. That way, there's not a rush. You're not having to fight other people to try to get one. And, people are not, like I said, people are not fighting to get one.
Yeah.
And then that's when, like Rob was saying, you start putting back gas.
Yeah, and look.
Use it. You can use it even like to fill up your car.
Mm-hmm.
If you have somebody that cuts your grass, use a gallon. Start using it to fill up your car. And hey Kay.
Hey Miss Kay.
Then when that gallon is gone, go fill it up. You rotate it. Just rotate it. Instead of doing 1 or 2 gallons, use 5.
Yeah.
5 is probably to be more feasible. Don't tell people what you have either, because once you start spreading the word, people will know about putting gas. We have laws against putting gas in gas tanks for back gas for cars and a generator. Listen, that's why you don't tell people what you have and what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, look, and you're talking about putting it back. You're talking about during hurricanes and stuff like that. Okay. But if you've already got it put back, it's emergency gas for your car. I mean, they're not going to say nothing, and just rotate it out. Don't, so it gets used up. You're not wasting anything,
Exactly.
Yeah. And in a situation like that, you've got gas on hand that way. And 15 gallons of gas run a generator for a while. You want to be smart with it.
Honey.
Yeah.
You don't. I didn't tell nobody on here what I have. Nobody knows where I live. Nobody knows.
And if somebody comes to my house, tries to get my first aid kit or my fire safe box, I'm going to shoot them anyway.
That's right. You have
Second
Amendment right to bear arms, Anthony.
That's right.
And
standby generators are what that are installed in the ground, and I agree with you, Rob. They're hardline into the house. Yeah. I mean, so unless you need it.
Because first of all, that could you could have a gas leak in your house, and it's constantly having to be monitored. You have you can plug in devices that are monitoring that. Okay, yes, but carbon monoxide poisoning. We just lost 2 family members to that a week ago.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, the the portable generators you can actually use. And then you have a
More things.
reason for having gas, 3 cans of gas in your house, in your garage. You can say, well, shoot, I was going to go camping, or whatever. We also have natural
Yeah.
gas in our house. Our neighbor is certified for natural gas, so we can get a natural gas standby generator. Yeah, you could. If that's what you want to do, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm
Check
not,
into it. I mean,
yeah. You
that's
probably get
totally
more
up to you.
hurricanes down there than I do, you know. And I'll be calling them. I'll be calling them. I'll let them know, hey, look, I got fish in my fish tank, saltwater fish. Y'all, I've got to have my filters on. Get your butts out here, get my power back on. You know, they tell me they don't care, but I still call
It, it's totally up to you, Anthony, as to what you do. We're just giving advice. We are not certified
them.
nothing.
No,
This is our personal opinion.
yeah,
This is our personal opinion. Just like on FEMA, ready.gov, this is what they suggest, like having a whistle to signal for
yeah.
help.
And they're from the government.
Uh,
They don't know nothing.
mm-mm. Moist towelettes, garbage bags, and plastic ties for personal sanitation. You know,
That's
listen,
called a shovel.
if you gotta go number two, and people afraid to go out in the woods digging a hole, go poo in the trash can.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like it is. If you down to that situation and you scared to go poop in the woods, you not surviving anyway. Take a
Mm-mm.
dab blame one of them little camping shovels, go dig you a little squat pot.
Mm-mm.
Come on. If you can't handle that, you're not surviving this.
I
They
mean,
also, amazingly enough, they make a toilet seat
mhm,
that attaches to a 5-gallon bucket. If you have
mhm,
trouble squatting or something like that, that you can just pour it into and then rinse out and go on about your business.
yeah.
Hmm. There's ways
But this
around
is
this, and it's most anything is survivable.
oh,
All right,
this
but
this
if
is
you're
a
if
this
you're
is a
ready
very
for
important one.
it, okay.
A non it says non sparkling, SPARKING. No, I don't know this word. SPARKING,
S
not
P
sparkling. A
A R
R
R
K
spark
I N G.
sparking.
Sparking. Okay, non-sparking wrench are pliers to turn off utilities.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
A can opener in case you need, non-electric can opener, folks, a manual can opener. Okay? That's important.
You gotta say
That's
it.
important.
Look,
And
people, I'm
local
gonna tell
man.
you this. They talk
Local
about these
man.
non-sparking wrenches and stuff to turn your power off. Look, almost every home has a main breaker.
Flip a
Hit it on the
switch.
way out.
Flip a switch.
Mm, that killed me
And
with that because people that don't know anything about electricity get into a fuse box or trying to turn that stuff off. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Yeah, Dean,
yes,
all your
Dean, all
medications.
your medication. And let me let y'all in on a secret. Okay, let me let y'all in on a secret. A lot of people don't know this, and I'm just going to tell you. Okay, your medication at the pharmacy, they will fill that sometimes. I know up to a week in advance, sometimes up to 2 weeks in advance. Start doing that and build up a stockpile.
Yes.
Also, there's this place called It's Jase, Jase, I believe it is Jase, and you can check your medications on them. It's called Jase Case. You can get antibiotics through them. You can get all kinds of stuff to have just in case.
Yeah.
But you can also get your medicines through them for a year.
Yes. I'm going to throw another suggestion out there. I don't do this personally, okay? But I have seen them all over the place. These emergency food buckets. Have you seen these? It's dry food. It's pre-portioned.
It's
It's
dehydrated.
easy prep,
Yes.
and it's like a week or two in this bucket. You
Oh,
know,
now some of them are for a whole month to 2 months for a family of 4, but they're
I
kind of
mean,
expensive.
they are, but it's very portable. You know,
Mhm.
it's easy to grab getting out of the house. And if you're in an area that's prone to, to this kind of stuff, like we are here in
Yes.
South Georgia, not as I don't have one of those because I don't live right on the coast. I'm a couple hours inland. But if I lived on the coast in Florida or over in California where they have all the wildfires, or in
Yes.
the Carolinas where they have all the mudslides, I don't have no mountains, but something to grab if you're getting out of town and you need to go somewhere,
Mhm.
or if your power is knocked out for a while, but you've got that, it would be worth the cost, I would say. I know they're kind of expensive, but
Or you can make
you
your
got
own.
food. Yeah, you can
Let
make
me
your
tell you,
own.
you can make your own. You can
Hmm.
get a 5-gallon bucket from, if it has to be food grade. Well,
Yeah,
it depends on what you put in it.
yeah. It's
If
got to have a
you,
lid.
it does, and you can buy those at Lowe's, Home Depot.
Walmart.
Sometimes you can go to, yeah, you can go to Walmart and get them also. Sometimes you can go to the bakeries and ask them,
Yeah,
hey, do
your
y'all have
icing
any of your
bucket.
icing buckets left?
Hmm.
Can I get one with with a lid? Sometimes they're generous enough to give them to you.
Hmm.
Sometimes they'll say no, we've already got rid of them, or sometimes they don't have them. Sometimes they story and they'll just
Yeah,
throw them away, and you might go out and just get them, clean them really good, and you can use
they work
those.
just fine.
Um,
But if you've got
mhm,
something to cook in
and
and on, if you can build a fire and you've got a pot that you can put some water in your food grade bucket,
mhm,
throw some pinto beans, rice, bags of rice. There's all kinds of stuff that you can pack. Noodles, pasta. Throw in
mhm,
some canned tomatoes. Uh, I hate to say it. Vienna sausages and potted meat go a long way, folks. I
mhm.
mean,
They
it
do.
ain't the best in the world, but you looking at surviving and just food to put in your
Mhm.
gut. I mean, I think a
And just
sardine
kind of,
smoothie is great. I love sardine smoothies. If you've never had a sardine smoothie, you're missing out. But some sardines in a bucket go a long way too. Uh,
you
you
might
have
have to
never
get
had a
you some
sardine
Mylar.
smoothie?
Uh, no.
How can you be from
So
Georgia and not have had a sardine smoothie?
thank you, Dean. I agree. I, I agree. I agree
Thank you.
wholeheartedly. I agree. I agree. I agree. That makes me just want to throw up, Dean. Oh.
Um, but you're right. Charcoal or grill, char,
Mhm.
charcoal grill, it'd be fine. I mean,
Mhm.
okay, I like tuna, but canned tuna goes a long ways too. And we're not
Now
talking
I can
about
do
what's light.
tuna.
We're talking about stuff that you can eat that can give you the nutrition that you need. that's easily portable. If you
Yes.
don't like tuna, you can get canned chicken
You can get
the
canned
same
salmon.
size can. Huh?
You can get canned salmon.
Yeah. Peanut butter is a
And
good one.
you can buy the Mylar bags if if you need to. If you don't have
Yeah.
a food grade bucket, but it has a lid, you can get the Mylar bags off of Amazon
Yeah.
and use those and put your food in. Get you an oxygen absorber. You can get those off of Amazon and throw that in the bag. You can use an iron to seal that bag up with, and you're ready to go. Make sure
Yeah.
put the things in, laid everything out. You know how much food you've got in there.
Hmm.
Write a list on the top of either put a list on the top of your lid or on the side of the bucket,
But the
so
thing
you
is,
know what all goes in
if you're going to set up a bucket like that, once again, rotate it.
there.
Take the pintos out and cook them and replace it with fresh.
Mhm.
Same thing with rice. Same thing with the chicken. Everything in there, rotate it out
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
replace it. That way nothing goes to waste. You don't want to waste what's in there. Uh,
And if
you know,
people are saying, if you think, how can I do this? I'm on a budget. Look for your sales.
yeah,
Look for your sales at your supermarket. If something is on sale one week, if your canned tuna, your not even necessarily your canned tuna, but if your bags of tuna, like your that you can take to work or whatever, if that's on sale and it's 5 for so much, if you've got the money that week, get 10.
yeah, yeah,
If you can afford to get 10, get 10. Put those 5 back. Next week, whatever's on sale, get an extra can or an extra 2 cans of whatever's on sale. But don't get something you don't eat. That's
yes.
the main thing. Don't ever get something you don't eat
Now,
because it's
when
just
you
going to go to waste.
when you're setting these things up, you want to think ahead a little bit. So, like in this bucket, say you've got bags of rice, you've got pintos and all that stuff, but you don't have water to swell them beans up, because you got to soak them. If you get dry beans, now they're out
Mm-hmm.
there, you've got them. Now, what are you going to do? So make sure you've got potable water to drink. You got your pot to put them
Mm-hmm.
in. But that same pot, depending upon the size of it, you can set it in the bucket and pack the stuff around it. You don't want one with a big long handle. You want a round pot, all right, because you're going
Mm-hmm.
to have to hang it over a fire anyway, probably, or put it on your grill. Put it down in the bottom, pack your rice and beans around it, put stuff inside it, and just let it be a part of your grab and go bag bucket or whatever. It's for emergency. That's all it's for. That you can get little round pots cheap. You can go to
Well,
Goodwill, wherever, you know.
but listen, I agree with that. But here's the thing: is if you're going to be outside, like if you have to cook up over an open fire or whatever, my thing is I would rather have a good sturdy cast iron pot
Okay.
that can double for a lot of stuff. You can cook stews in it. You can cook, if you have to, you can cook that rice in it. You can cook like you were saying, and it can sit on those coals,
Yeah.
and it's going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah.
A
I
lot of other.
recommend on the top of that bucket, your food bucket, your 5 gallon food bucket, you could find a round wire rack that's used on a grill and let it be the very top,
Mhm.
and that way it's right there
Yeah,
too.
Dean. A lot. I agree, Dean. Packs of snack crackers, tarps, or tent.
Yeah.
Um, that's what we were talking about earlier. Go to yard sales. You can find so much of this stuff. Yard sales. Um, You can find it at Facebook Marketplace. I'm telling y'all, I have looked on Facebook Marketplace at this for these things, and they are there. I'm telling y'all, they are there.
And I'm going to tell y'all two things that needs to be in every go bag that's out there. The first thing is twine. You need some twine, just simple line, hemp line, whatever. You need some twine. You're going to need it if you're going to be out there anywhere. And the other thing, duct tape. Laugh if you want to, but if you go out there without duct tape, you're not surviving. I mean, you may come across the bear.
You need a weapon of some sort also. If you
That's
don't
what the
know,
duct tape's
if you
for.
no, you need a gun or you need a good knife. I'm sorry. If you don't know how to shoot, you better go learn.
Yeah,
You better
that's
start taking
probably a good
lessons.
idea. Extra clothes, yeah. And okay, and here's another thing that people don't think about a lot of times. Those emergency blankets, get one.
Mhm.
Hypothermia do you in before a lot of other things. Hypothermia do you in
Mhm.
before lack of water and food. You can have all this food and water set up, but if you
Mhm.
can't stay warm when you need to, you're in trouble. And if you don't know how to build a fire, get a bunch of them little propane bottles. You know,
Well, and and I'll tell you, an army surplus store
yes,
will help you out a lot too.
yes, it will.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
You can find you can find a lot of stuff there.
You know,
You really can. And like I said, start practicing. And if you
yeah,
don't walk, you need to start walking. Practicing with your go bag, your go bag. Start practicing with walking with it. If you can't carry the whole
yeah,
thing, make it lighter. Carry it and then add a little bit more at a time. When you get comfortable with that weight, add something more.
yeah. Dean, we were talking about first aid kits and stuff like that, and mine's probably uh, it's universal size. Let me see here. It's the Happy Explorer first aid kit. Yay! Because we happy explorers. But it's got basics. And yeah, it works good. Uh, Dogtech says water filter device. We talked about that
Yeah.
earlier. Oh,
Mhm.
and
I talked about the lime straw.
I sent you a text by the way there, Dog Tag, thanking you for the T-shirt. I don't know if you got it or not. I didn't hear you on that. I didn't hear back from you. I love it. And I wore it the other night and you weren't here. And I thought you were going to be here and I wore it just for you. And it was awesome. I like it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Uh, the straw water filters, we talked about that. We haven't talked about the chemicals on that. Uh, no, but thank you very, very much. Dean, we were talking about, we covered that a little bit earlier and I went and got mine. Your important documents ought to be in a fire safe anyway. Uh, and it's just a small, just put your important, like you probably don't need your identity, your license in there because you're probably going to have that in your wallet. But if you're out in a wildfire prone area, keep your home insurance paperwork, keep your birth certificates, death certificates and stuff
Mhm.
on that and stuff like that. Um, so you keep your important documents in a fire safe. That way, if you have like a fire in your home or whatever, you still know where it's at.
Mhm.
Um, and put it in a closet. I recommend either in a closet or under a bed because you're going to have to look for it after the fire. You can't go in during the fire and get it. Okay, you leave it in there. Okay, and then you go find it. You maybe kick it through Rumble and everything else, but you can find your fire safe. You know, so I'm just saying that's the best way to handle that. And grab it on the way out. If you're leaving. Sawyer is what I used on the trail. Now, is that the water treatment straw or is that the chemical type? Get your pets.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Too many
And
pets
if you've
get
got,
left behind, and that's just not right.
yeah. All
It's
right,
a
so that's a
filter.
filter. Sawyer filter. Okay. Yeah, don't leave your pets behind, folks. They deserve. Now, I did a good friend of mine. I'm not gonna call him out, but a good friend of mine, him and his wife had went out, and their house caught on fire while they were gone, and they lost their puppy dogs, and they had three, and they weren't there, and then the firefighters heard them, and they tried, but one of them got hurt in the process, and there's
Mm.
just and then the smoke built up, and it was too late. It broke their hearts. Y'all grab your pets on the way out. Leave the
Yeah.
door open. Let them loose. I mean, if they get out, catch them after they get out, but let them get out. But they weren't home when it happened. So, and that's one of the things. You know, I would never want nothing happen to that orange knucklehead I've got. He is my little buddy. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do if something ever happens to him. I couldn't
My
understand. I used to laugh at that guy on Fox News that they had a big long thing on it, and it showed it. It was on film. This guy's out walking his dog with a cigar in his mouth, kind of an older guy, and this alligator come running out of the pond, grabbed his dog,
yeah,
and yanked him in. And this guy went in after him,
I
got the
understand.
alligator, drug it up, opened its mouth up, got cuts on his hands and everything else, threw the alligator, made sure his dog was all right, and he never lost his cigar. Sir, you are my hero. Hats off. Salute. You go for it. You go. I mean, come on.
Hmm.
Uh, yes,
In the
Dean,
house
it's hard to
fire,
lose a pet.
my nephew also lost his dog,
Oh,
and that it's just he's still not, he's still having such a hard time. He
yeah.
just I don't know if
Mm.
he'll ever recover. Bless him.
Now, Dr. I bet you can get some good advice on some lightweight type gear for an emergency
Oh
bug out
yes,
bag. Uh, he,
after being on the trail.
yeah, Leatherman multi tool. There you go. I like my multi tool.
Oh yes.
I mean, because hey, Jennifer, welcome back. Because that'll have usually it has pliers, it has a knife, it has an awl, it'll have a little bit of
Mhm.
saw in it, screwdriver, little stuff like that. A can opener. A lot of times they have a can opener built into them. So
Have you ever tried to open something with that can opener?
yeah, you can't open nothing with that can opener. I have. You get hungry enough, you'll get in there. Don't worry about the size of that can opener. I do agree. The big one with the turn handle is a lot easier. Electric ones
Yeah.
work even better, but they ain't gonna do you no good unless you've got a really long extension cord. And, but that little can opener, it's just a push down and just walk it around the can.
I'll stick to my manual one from Pampered Chef.
Okay.
I
That's a lot
I like
easier
it.
on the fingers, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, Soul Bivy Sack was my go-to to stay warm. Yeah, I talked about the emergency blankets too. And I also went over too that cold will kill you quicker than just about anything.
I look that one
So
up.
this PC is great.
Give me a
Uh,
minute.
Dean said that can opener is called a John Wayne can opener.
Well, I
I've
believe
never heard
it.
of a John Wayne can opener. I have heard of John Wayne toilet paper. Have y'all ever heard of John Wayne toilet paper?
No.
It's rough and tough and don't take no crap off anyone.
That I would believe.
And it's single ply. So you stick your finger through it. It's bad.
You being gross.
Have you ever stuck your finger through toilet paper?
You being gross.
That's a yes. Your face is the same color as your shirt right now.
You really being gross, man.
Toilet paper is called mountain money. It's also known as A-tape. Jenny, I'm not being gross. I'm being practical. That's what that hand sanitizer's for. Then Miss Elizabeth said we can't use them.
Dude, hand sanitizer not gonna help that. You need a bunch of soap and hot water. A bunch of soap and hot water.
That's what that stream's for up there on the mountain. Yeah, Dean, you know, I'm gonna put this out there. You say valuables. The most valuable thing that you have, number one, would be the people in your life, getting them out or to safety. And you want to make sure you have gear set aside for grab and go. You're not going to have time. If you're taking time to run around and grab jewelry and stuff like that, or stuff or money and stuff, your mind and heart's in the wrong place. At that point in time, that stuff is secondary. Get your family, get your pets, grab your stuff, and get out. If you have time, like there's a hurricane coming, and you know 3 weeks in advance, okay, that's a little bit different. You prepare, you get your stuff where you can grow. But beyond that, I wouldn't. No, flashlight. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. Nowadays, but make sure you get one that runs on batteries and it's not the rechargeable kind. Yeah, it's probably a pain to carry batteries, but know what size you need and carry them with you. That way, when the charge runs out, you swap batteries. So. And I wouldn't get one of them great old big mag lights either. I mean, you're only going to be using it if you absolutely need it. And yeah. Yeah. But I mean, they make smaller versions of that too. Well, a mag light knocks somebody in the head too. Dog Tag says, too many times I had to chase people out of a fire because they were looking for valuable items. Yeah. Yeah, at that point in time, you know, Dean, on the battery radio, most people carry cell phones now. Most people have batteries for them, you know, and you can get the little solar powered ones, you know. If you've got your phone, you've got the information coming to you that you need. You know, you don't want to be making phone calls on it, but I mean, you get extra batteries for it. You get the battery backups. There's all kind of ways to keep your phone charged. So, yeah, I've seen people, you know, arguing and complaining, Dog Tag, that the firemen would not let them go in their house. I have heard them complain about it and gripe and just be all mad and stuff. It's ridiculous. It's a fire. You're not trained to fight a fire. You're not trained to move through a smoky room. Nothing. You're going to go running in there and get yourself killed in the process of looking for something that's worth some money. You're an idiot. Let the firemen do their job. They're going to save what can be saved.
Exactly.
You're right, sir. That's what emergency personnel excel at, and absolutely get the F out. It's time to go. Open the door, Jenna. Open the door, bust windows, whatever, but open the doors so they can get out. You don't go back in there. You open the doors. I know you love your kitty cats. I love mine too. And I can't say that
They'll
I
get
wouldn't be
out.
one of them knuckleheads trying to save my cat because, something happened with Chuck. But, I'm going to open the door. I'm going to leave him a way out. And if I can, I'm going to get him. But, he's definitely going to have a way out. So, and nobody wants to think about something happened to the kitty cat. And I'm the
No.
last person who wants to think about it. As much as I love that little orange sucker, cats got good instincts. So do dogs. Yeah, that's a good thing. Cats are low to the ground and they often survive. That's because they're below the smoke line usually. Hi, Lewis. How are you doing tonight?
Because they're
You know,
smart.
but cats
Hi,
got good
Lewis.
survival instincts too, and they'll cut a trail. Uh, uh, Miss Elizabeth, I'm gonna let you go here for just a minute, and I need to step away. I need to fill up my coffee cup. And if you want to keep going for just a minute, or if you want to take a break, we'll run a commercial, whichever way you want to go here.
It don't matter. I'm good.
Are you good? All right, well, you keep right on going. I'll be right back. Yeah, yeah. Dog Take said the cats have 9 lives. We only have one. Uh, yes, Lewis.
Mm.
I gotta have coffee. And y'all, look,
He
if y'all had this
he thinks
coffee
he
that I've
does.
got, if y'all got the same coffee that I got, my cup's almost empty here. But this comes from Southern Fried Podcast Coffee, and it's the mint flavor. It's not overpowering. It is delicious. So yeah, y'all check it out. I'm gonna drop screen and I'll be right back.
So for those of you that missed it earlier, I was giving out some people that you can go watch on YouTube that are some I like watching them, especially some of their older videos. Um, the Patriot Nurse, she's a good one, especially well, her older videos, especially. She is also she does classes. She's from Tennessee. Um, she does classes where she teaches really good. Sorry, my nose was itching. Really good first aid, and she goes more in depth. She's a registered nurse, um, and she teaches, I think, how to give IVs. She teaches. I'll be honest, I've never taken her class, but she teaches a lot more in depth first aid than just you would get at the Red Cross. Um, her classes do cost, um, but she also teaches other things besides just that. She there's also Dr. Joe and Nurse Amy. Um, I think you can look them up. They do a newsletter. I get their newsletter through email. I like them. Um, they're pretty good. They also do really good first aid kits that are more than just your basic first aid kit. They're a trauma kit that you can, you know, has everything in it that you can imagine. So if you've never had just your basic first aid CPR class, I would suggest doing that first. Like I said earlier, even if it's just to learn the basics, that's always just good knowledge to have. And then if you can't afford those classes, I can't afford them. Um, YouTube University, you'll learn a lot. I've looked up a lot on there and um, watched those classes. So, watched things on there and have really learned a lot there. I know what you mean, Dean. If I drink coffee, it would definitely keep me up. Not a coffee drinker, so don't have to worry about that. I have to drink decaf tea when I drink it. So, yeah. Um, Hope everybody had a good weekend. Anybody do anything exciting? Um, Share what all you did this weekend. I didn't do anything. I babysat my two precious baby girls. I was going to go to Prater's Mill, but didn't get to do that. Which I don't know if I missed anything. Tea, yuck. Dang. You don't like sweet tea? Hun, are you a true Southerner? Come on. No yuck about sweet tea. Come on. I chose the topic tonight about being prepared. And, every month, like this is breast cancer awareness. And so I reminded any ladies that was watching to go get your tatas checked. And so, we did not do anything on preparedness month. And so I felt like we needed to cover that. And that was our topic tonight. So, yeah. Dog tag, what kind of backpack did you use when you were hiking? Did you have one? Did you have multiples? I think you had a day pack, did you not? And then did you have one for when you did long hikes? Yes, I agree. Everybody needs to get checked. I do yearly. So is that one that you can carry quite a bit of things in? Is it for long distance hiking? Is it more for heavier items? Does it have a frame? I know a long time ago, when my ex husband and I we went camping, and both of ours had a frame. I don't even know if they still make them with frames anymore. And then you had a day pack that for slack packing. Okay. So is there any way we can send Dog Tag a link, Rob? I'm interested to know the difference. Like, I'd like for him to, if he could come on to explain, if he has time, if he could explain the two difference between his packs.
Let me get swapped over here. I believe I got his link right here on Facebook. Give me just a second
Okay.
there.
If you don't mind, Dog Tag, if you can.
There you go. I'll tell you something else that's good for that as well. Dog tag link sent, Bubba. When we was talking about on the first aid kits a while ago, something that people don't think about, and it's outside the box thinking. Number one, the first thing, Midol. I know it's women use that for when they're cramping and stuff, but it's high in potassium. And if you're out and you start getting cramps, That's another good thing to have with you. But one thing for your first aid kit, and because some of them don't have like big wound patches and stuff like that, sanitary napkins, that a feminine hygiene product, but it's a pad and it's made to absorb. You know, it helps keep blood away from the wound. It gets the blood away from it, and it can make a really quick, large bandage if you need it. And people, you know, think, well, I don't carry sanitary napkin. Well, if you need it, you've got it.
Yeah.
You know, this is not a time for pride. This is a time for getting a small, lightweight package that can handle, or kit that can handle anything that comes down the pipe. You know, and this is something that people don't think about. Oh, well, there's gauze and stuff in there, but it's not a bandage. And this will have to be taped on. I know they have adhesive, but it's on the wrong side. But you know, you'll have to tape it on. But that's a quick bandage, and they're sanitary. I mean, they're clean. They're you know, and that's one of the things that people don't think about that can actually help. There he is.
Hello, hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hey, there's Dog Tag.
How are y'all?
And Nashville. Yeah.
Good. How are
But a
you?
lot of your first aid kits have that in it already. Packages of it. I know there is in
And
mine.
you can get a lot of those things and like small packages of mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup at Sam's and at Costco when you're making your bucket.
Yeah.
So if you if you don't have a refrigerator, like if you have to grab it and go, you can just throw in some of those small packages, or when you're at restaurants, ask for some to go. Don't cost you anything.
I don't know anybody that has to buy that stuff.
When we'd go into town, we'd always leave with packages of like honey, jelly, things like that. We put those in our pack, you know, just because they were all non-perishable and you could carry them for it. Well, they didn't usually last very long in our packs, but yeah, those small like Chick-fil-A, I think they used to have the little packs of honey, and boy, they were really good.
Oh, they still do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So KFC used to be another good one that you could get the little packs of little margarine and honey as well. So, but yeah. So, but to
You don't
answer
have to pay for it. Yeah, go get it for free.
Yeah, exactly. But to answer your question on the backpack, I went through, actually, I had 4 backpacks for my AT trip. The first one that I had was a 55, they measure backpacks by the capacity of the backpack. And my first one was a 55-liter pack, which they basically says that if you had 55 liters of water, you could fill, that's what would fill up your backpack. So that's how much space is in your backpack. Most of the backpacks that I use were just one large pack, one large big opening in the middle. Some had external packed pockets on the side or in the very back of the pack. But the size was determined by how much you wanted to carry. George, aka the keeper, he sent me a backpack to take on my trip. And I think it was a 50-liter pack. But because I was starting in the wintertime, I carried a lot of extra winter stuff. And so I needed a larger capacity pack. So I went to a 65-liter Osprey pack. Of course, it's just like women and houses. And the bigger the house you buy, the more stuff you put in it. So yeah, a 65-liter allowed me to put more stuff in it. As it warmed up in the season, I started to offload some of my winter stuff. The last 2/3 of the journey, I went without a stove. I'm not a coffee drinker. Most people who carry stoves on the AT carry it because they have to have their morning coffee, or they have to have a hot meal. I pretty much said, you know what, I can eat cold food while I was on the trail, and when I went into town, that's when I would get hot food. So after my surgery, because the doc said I had to carry a lighter pack, I decided to go to a smaller pack. I went back to a 55-liter pack that I got from REI that came highly recommended to me. And that's the pack I pretty much carried the rest of the journey. I did have a small little, it was probably about the size of your fist, slack pack, so that the days that I didn't carry my entire kit and that I was just hiking for the between vehicle and for the day, I carried a slack pack, and that allowed you to carry water, food, first aid, your toiletry items, just enough food. You didn't need a huge pack. So that was the one when the doc told me I could only carry 15 pounds. I used that for those 6 weeks that I was having to carry a light load. But as far as the frame or no frame, the frame you're talking about and what they call it an external frame, most people don't hike in external frames anymore. You might see a few people on the trail. There was one guy on the trail that hiked in an external frame, and I can't remember. He had a name that was that kind of went old. I think he went by the trail name Old School because it was old school hiking to use a pack that had an external frame. The frames, the packs that I had all had what they call internal frame. I liked the Osprey because it had a mesh backing to it that kind of kept my back off of the actual pack. So the weight of the pack didn't sit on my pack. And so when you got hot and sweaty, you didn't sweat. There was air movement in that area behind your back in your pack. The last one that I used, the 55, did not have that, but I didn't find it to be as big of a problem that I thought it would be. So, but you can, if you're talking about using it for emergency care and you just need something for a pack, another great thing that you talked about military surplus go to a military surplus board and get an old duffel bag. You could put all of your go items inside of a military duffel bag, have it near the door. If you have a garage or whatever, make sure it's out in your garage so that it's the item that you grab as you're walking out the door. So,
well, I suggested earlier in the broadcast, like for people to have a go bag in their cars.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If they're at work and something happens and they're say we have an EMP or solar flares, everything gets knocked out and they have to walk home. They need something that they can carry that's going to have a change of clothes, food and water, and either a small backpack, a small sleeping bag or something like you was talking about.
Yeah, if you look up that SOL bivy, it's the interior of it is a lot like a Mylar or as Rob was saying, the emergency blanket.
Yes.
The nice thing about the SOL bivy, it's almost like a sleeping bag. You can zip up in it. And I'm telling you, that thing added 15 degrees to my sleep system every night. And once I got rid of my quilt for my winter sleeping, I went to what they call a woobie. I don't know if Rob knows what that is, but it's a military poncho liner. And that became my sleep system, my military woobie and my bivy. And if the night was really cold, I'd basically put my feet into the bottom of that bivy. And then if I got cold in the middle of the night, I would just kind of pull it up over me like a sleeping. It's like an external liner for the outside of your sleeping bag. So some people.
Called a what?
And it's SOL.
I got that one, but the other thing.
Bivy. SOL bivy. BIVY.
No, the other thing.
The Wooby.
Oh, the Wooby. The Wooby. That's a poncho liner.
Poncho
Okay.
liners, all it is.
Southern
A
Tide.
poncho liner.
Yeah, it's a poncho liner. If you look it up as a poncho liner, that's what will come up. You can get them on Amazon, and they're usually $20 or $30. But they're a nice little blanket. If you want to put something in your to-go bag, that would be a great blanket to use.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the other thing is if you're going to put a blanket in there and you're not going to use a synthetic one,
Mhm.
I would highly recommend using a wool blanket as being your choice material. If you're going to use anything other than synthetic materials, make sure you use stuff that's not cotton, because once it gets wet, it's worthless.
Okay.
So,
Now, the good thing about a Wooby is if you need to have some type of rain gear in your go bag anyway.
Yeah,
If you're like going to a flood zone area or like down here where you have hurricanes and stuff, and a poncho is just fine for that.
oh
And
yeah,
the Wooby will help hold heat and everything else. Like I was telling everybody, cold will kill you quicker than anything. I mean, cold. If you get too cold, you start getting hypothermic and stuff like that. That's going to kill you before lack of food and water. I
oh
mean,
yeah, definitely.
you're
Definitely.
dealing with it. A way to get warm. If you don't know how to make a fire, learn how. But there's some
Mhm.
tools out there. The little magnesium fire starters are great
Oh
for
yeah,
making fire. What happens if you ain't got no water and it's wintertime and or what and you fall in the creek or whatever, you get wet, you're soaked, or it's raining and it's storming and it's wintertime, you need to get warm. You've got to know you need to know how to build a fire,
Yeah.
And if
you know
the ground
they also if you also look on Amazon, they make these little cotton fire starters. They're like dipped in wax, and you take them and you kind of pull them apart, and then you just take a match, and they pretty much will, even if they're wet, they'll still light. And being able to spark using a hot spark or a hot stick, what you're talking about, if you don't know how to build a fire, you're worthless. But if you have these little fire starters in your to-go kit, and you were able to carry some waterproof matches, because if you're going to carry matches, you want to make sure they're in a waterproof container. But the nice thing about these is that you can light it and it'll burn for quite a while, long enough that you can take small twigs and then get your fire going.
Mhm.
And you can even make those with
I was
like
going to say, you can also make them out of just wood shavings and paraffin wax and use an old egg crate. We used to make them in the Boy Scouts all the time. And you'd make them out of the cardboard wood crates and put the wood shavings in there, and then you pour paraffin wax on it. And they make great fire starters.
You can use the lint from your dryer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To make them also.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Use the toilet paper tubes and cut them into strips and do small pieces of, like cut them into strips probably about that wide, and do lint from the lint dryer.
Yeah, the lint from your dryer, if you have a hot spark, they work great. That lint from the dryer, you take one of those hot sparks, hit it with a quick spark, and it'll instantly give you some flame. The only problem is it's not going to sustain a flame for a long time like a fire starter might. But if you have the right kindling material ready and you do that underneath it, you'll get a decent fire going.
But you can also pour the wax over it also.
Okay. Yeah. I've not tried it that way. Yeah, I've never tried it that way, but I'm sure it would work. I'm sure it would work.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of stuff that you can put together. I mean, you have to think about, what you need to be prepared for. And it's hard to be prepared for everything that could happen in any one of these circumstances. Having food and water is important.
Yes.
Having a first aid kit is important. Having a way to get warm is important. Having a way, having some form of shelter, especially if you have children or elderly people that are with you, is important. But you also have to have time. You know, so you want to set this up where you can grab it on the way out the door,
Yeah.
you know. But when it happens, it's too late to get ready for it.
Oh,
Whatever's happened, it's too late now. So, well, while we aren't preppers, we do believe in being prepared and getting out the door, you know, because like you were talking about a while ago, people go back inside looking for valuable. Well, I don't want to have to go back inside to grab my go bucket or my go bag. I want it
Mhm.
right there where I can grab it on the way out because
one,
there's not a thing
one of
in
the other
any.
things that I thought about, Rob, that you might want to consider to have in your to-go bag is my old Boy Scout days. They had a Boy Scout field book, and the field book was by far the best resource for a scout that, you know, pretty much surviving in the field, you know, talks about how to build fire, build shelters, you know, where, how to make, you know, get food. But, you know, you can go to, you know, get an old Boy Scout field book, or there's some, you know, a small survival book would be a good item to have inside of your to-go box or to-go bag as well. If you're not self-sufficient already, but you know, if you're, you know, if you don't know how to build a fire or build a shelter, that might be a good item to have in there, because in a time when it gets, you know, if a tornado rolls through your community, you know, first responders aren't going to be able to take care of everybody. You got to be a little bit
No.
sufficient. And,
Yeah.
so you got to be able to do that yourself. So,
I'm
Exactly.
fortunate from where I grew up. Most everybody down here could survive a few days in the woods. Okay,
yeah.
we would. I mean, down here with these rednecks and stuff that I'm around down here, they say, "Oh, we got to rough it." Oh, you know, and where you start running into problems is everybody's got their freezers full and they're trying to keep their freezer full, you know, from turning bad on them. Their freezer full of food, and but most people down here have generators. But I mean, if your home's gone, I'd say a tree fell on this place. All right, I'm out of luck. You know, if a tree fell on it, I'm grabbing stuff and I'm getting the heck out. I'm gonna hit the power first. That's one thing I will do is I'm gonna trip the main breaker, and I'm getting the heck out because you don't want to lead to a fire or something else. So,
Well, one of the things
uh,
that I saw on the trail, a lot of people that were providing trail magic for us on the trail, they would have these little portable generator / battery packs that they were like these huge battery packs that you could keep plugged into your car, and basically your car would keep them charged. And then when your car was shut off, they would let hikers come through and plug into these huge
Mhm.
battery systems and recharge their phones, recharge our battery, or our little to-go battery packs. But I mean, I was looking, something I saw and I wanted to get one for myself. They're not cheap, but when it comes down to an emergency, it's nice to buy it now or catch them when they're on sale, because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when the emergencies strike, that's when the generator cost doubles, and everybody
Yeah.
wants to start charging you twice for any kind of emergency service item, you know. So you're better off catching that stuff when it's on sale, and you know. So, but you know, you were saying how everybody could survive 2 days. I mean, I think the recommendation is to have at least a 3-day supply of everything, you know, as far as food, meds, you know, because the thing that a lot of people forget to take are their medications, that, you know, and
Mhm.
in your to-go bag, you should always have at least a 3-day supply of meds, the meds that you use. So,
Well,
highly
and
recommend that. So,
yeah, well, FEMA says for several days of to have several days worth of food. And that's what Rob and I were saying. You know, I said I would even go further to have a minimum of 7 days, at least, if not 2 weeks worth.
I agree.
Um,
Agree.
and Rob was saying he would even go further and say a week. I'm sorry, a month.
Yeah, you can get those 30-day food supply boxes that they sell. The other thing that I would recommend you do, that if you're going to buy that food supply stuff, try it out. You know, I know when you're hungry, you'll eat anything. but there is a preparation process of some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And you got to
Yeah.
realize that when you don't have your stove, you know, and you're trying to cook some of that food, how are you going to cook that stuff? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, on the trail, I was pretty much, you know, I buy the Starkist, the tuna packs, the salmon packs, the chicken
Yeah.
pack. Those proteins are great for you, you know, and anything that I would recommend buying stuff that doesn't require cooking, because that's just another item that you're going to have, in your prep time, you know, because if you're carrying stuff that have to be cooked, you got to have a stove. And if you got to have a stove, you got to have fuel, you know,
Yes.
so, and then you got to have pots to cook in, you know,
I'm gonna throw one out there. You know, peanut butter and a pack of crackers, saltine
Amen.
crackers, and a small jar of peanut butter goes a long way.
Rich peanut butter crackers were my go-to hiking snack on the trail. You know, granola bars, you know, are great snack for carrying, and they'll last a long time. You know,
Yeah.
so
Well,
a jar of peanut butter and floured tortillas, man, that is to go. And the thing that I did a lot of, that a lot of people would see me eating and they'd go, "What is that?" Jiffy makes a chocolate flavored peanut butter, and that was one of my favorite snacks in the afternoon. You know, is to take chocolate flavored peanut butter and slap it on one of those floured tortillas, and that would, you know, provide you a lot of energy. So
yeah. Dave found that Jace that you were talking about earlier, Miss
Oh,
Elizabeth.
I did. I just put it in
Oh, you
there.
did? Okay, you
I
put it
did.
up there. Okay.
I did. I think that's the right site. I just pulled it up. I think I put it in there correctly. It is
Okay.
jace.com, JASE.com. That is where you can go and look. If you just type in the search bar Jace Jace space case, and pull that up, you can look at all the products that they have. I am not affiliated with them, folks. I get nothing back from them. Please don't think that I do. But you can pull up over on the side. I think it's, let's see if I'm telling you correct. No, not Jace Pantry. Surely they still have it.
But it's a place where you can get prescriptions and stuff like that.
It is. You can get your prescriptions for like a year. You can order your prescriptions a year, but they don't use your insurance. You have to pay out of pocket. You can pull up your medicines and see what the pay is for a year. They have all kinds. I mean, you know, they can get all your medicines 90% of the time, and they also have your standard antibiotics, and that you can purchase in what's called the Jace case. That's what they are known for, and you know, they cover has amoxicillin, erythromycin. Well, let me just tell you, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different antibiotics in it that
Okay.
you could put in a bag if you needed to have just in case.
Yeah.
So,
You know, I
there
bet
you
there's some folks over in North Carolina and stuff that would like to have something like that. When they're in the
go.
floods, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, because disasters come in all shapes and forms. I mean, what if we do have a big solar flare and a EMP that knocks the electricity out? You know,
I agree.
if it's something like that, you're not going to get gas for your generator. When you run out of gas, you're out of gas, because I'm gonna folks, gas pumps run off electricity. They have some ways to get it out other than that.
Rob,
But,
did you by chance watch 60 Minutes this past week?
no, I did not.
They were talking on there how the Chinese have hacked into our computer systems, and that they're targeting local power companies and the infrastructure within our country. And then, according to this 4-star general that was on there talking, he says that the idea is that if a war was ever to break out with China, that China would do this, because then we would be so concerned about taking care of our own people in the United States and about getting power back onto these communities that it would ultimately affect the war. And so it doesn't surprise me that a lot of our water, power, gas companies, they all depend on computer systems. And when they've been hacked into, holy moly, so you have to have that, be ready for those things, so
Well,
it's coming all
supposedly when the next big attack is they've already infiltrated our
power grid.
first responders.
Yeah.
And that's who they're gonna, when our first responders go out, that's who they're gonna hit, because they've already got the uniforms, they've already got the training as the first responders and everything. So, it's really scary.
Well, and that's why as a firefighter for years, when we would respond to these big incidents, we always had to be worried about secondary devices, because we go there and we're responding, and then next thing you know, your first responders are in the middle of this catastrophe, and another bomb goes off. And back when 9/11 happened, there were many times that they were in the middle of trying to rescue people, and they were pulling everybody out because they had thought there was another plane coming or another bomb getting ready to go off. So it's you got to be prepared for it all. And the old Boy Scout motto says, "Be prepared." And we probably as a society are ill prepared for the most part.
Yeah.
So, but if you're a backpacker and you keep your backpack ready to go at all times, and then all you got to do is have a jump bag of food, it's a good thing, so.
Yeah.
So great thing to talk about tonight. So,
that's one of the things here in the South, or for me anyway. My granddaddy and his brother, my great uncle Ivy, which they're gone now, but they both grew up in Depression era as dirt farmers. Them two fellers knew how to get food, and they taught me, so I can get water, I can get food. I'm not extraordinarily worried about that. So I do believe in having a go bag of food. Don't get me wrong, because some of the stuff they ate, I don't really want to eat. I know I can because they taught me. I mean, I remember going up to my Uncle Ivy's and eating possum and sweet potatoes. It's not something I want to eat on a daily basis. It's not nothing I never intend to eat again. But I remember doing it when I was a kid, and I thought I was big stuff.
Yeah.
So just because you can eat it, don't mean that you want to eat it.
Yeah.
You can. It's like we was talking about earlier. A sardine smoothie. That's the greatest thing in the world to me. But some people just.
I'm sorry, Rob. I'll have to pass on that one.
Thank you. Me too. Me too.
I ate a lot of tuna fish on my hike, but there were some guys that would bring out these little cans of sardines, and they thought those were the best things in the world. And I said, you know what? I mean, one of the things that I did start to eat towards the end of my trail just to create some variety, and some people are going to turn their nose up at this, was Spam. That Spam now came in. Spam came in a single delivery bag, similar to my tuna. Yeah, you can get it, especially like Dollar General. Sometimes you can catch them at Dollar General, but they're in single serve they're not even in the can. They're just in a single serve foil bag. And, you know, I'd take one of those and some tuna fish and put it inside of a flour tortilla, and it was a good meal. So,
Hmm.
but, you know, I was never, I mean, I used to always thought I'd have to eat. Oh, and then we found at one of the Walmarts, they had a bacon flavored Spam. And so that was actually really good.
I have
So,
not seen that.
yeah, if you have to look around for it, bacon flavored Spam, and it was really good.
I'm
So,
doing it. I'm doing it.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
I'll take your word on that one.
like I said, you know,
Okay,
hey,
thanks
thank
for
you for
popping
the
in.
invite. Hey, can I
Yes,
just
thank you for
say something?
joining us.
If you
Yeah.
haven't watched, I recently posted a Facebook video. Those people that are following me on Facebook, I posted a Facebook video of one of the moms that asked me to carry her son's dog tag. Somebody wrote her a song about me carrying her son's dog tag, and it's called Kyle Trail. And I did a video similar to the one that Jake did for me. When Jake wrote my song, I did a video, but I posted it on my Facebook page, and I have been surprised. I've had almost 1,100 views of that video
Wonderful.
in just the last week that people have watched that video. It's called Kyle's Trail. And I took videos of my journey and carrying his dog tag and pictures of him. He was a young 18-year-old that committed suicide. And, you know, but I just wanted to say, if anybody's following me on Facebook and they see that video, it's a 4-minute video and it's worth watching. So
I just shared it out on mine, and I'm going to see if I can link it over to Facebook and get it listed up on our other side out there. I don't know if I can do that or not. Let me see if I can. But yeah, I'll get it. I hope you get it shared out. We love to share.
I'm working on a video. I'm working on a video of my entire trail. There's a song that somebody wrote about the Appalachian Trail. It wasn't Jake, but it was somebody who wrote it. They put it out on one of the Appalachian Trail Facebook pages. It's about a 5-minute video, a 5-minute song. I'm going to take my videos and I'm going to use mostly pictures when I do it because the videos just take too much time. But I'm going to take pictures, and I'm going to do one from Georgia all the way to Maine, and so that's forthcoming. But I want to thank you guys again for following my journey, and you know, and it's been a pleasure being part of you guys' show when I get to be able to be on here. So,
well, we enjoy having you so much.
Yeah, and look, this is a friendship that's not going anywhere. We're going to keep this thing going. I mean, it's like tonight.
I did want to tell you. You remember the night we finished the trail, and we had Silverback and Ambassador on the show with me. Silverback is hiking the CDT.
Yes,
he is out on the CDT. He started in Colorado and he's headed south. And I've told him that when he takes his winter break, he needs to make sure he reaches out to you guys. And you guys need to interview. He is such a cool cat. Has such a great story. His story about his walk across America was he's a big reason why I finished the trail at the end, because there were times where I really wanted to just give up and quit. And he would not let me, and he was very positive, but he's out there hiking he's 65 years old, hiking the CDT right now. He plans to hike all the 3 major trails in his lifetime.
That is amazing.
He is definitely somebody you guys need to get on and do a one-on-one interview with him. And I'd love, and Jake has offered to write a song for him, but I don't know enough about his walk across America to be able to give Jake enough background for him to write a song. So, but if Jake's listening, just let Jake know that I did reach out to him, and that when he takes his winter break, he's going to try and reach out to you guys and get with you guys. And I think he'd be a great addition to your show to do a nice story.
Yes.
So
yes.
So,
but we would love to. Anytime he wants to wants
Well-
to, anytime you want to. I mean,
Well, I like to come on when I'm sitting here watching TV and watch the conversation that goes on. And sometimes I'll chime in a little bit. Sometimes I don't, you know. But it's always fun, you know, to listen.
sometimes we've been getting on each other a little hard here lately. We've been picking on people, and I do have something that I want to share tonight before we get off there. And Miss Elizabeth will absolutely love this. And Mr. Dog Tag, you can agree with this or not. I know your wife's probably close by. So if you don't agree with me, I'll understand. But do you know how to tell when your wife is going to say something really smart?
She opens her mouth.
And she'll start the
Smart
sentence
man.
off with, my husband said.
Oh, yeah. I
Did you say you agree with me?
I tend to agree with that, but that's not the only time they say something smart. But yeah. But
All right,
yeah.
well, you're a great man. You're within arm's reach. I told Miss Elizabeth earlier today, and she can't reach me, so I'm pretty safe.
I know. I told him he better be glad they haven't made phones where somebody could reach through and just flick him on the forehead.
Exactly.
I mean,
Well, you need to have a buzz.
hello.
You need to have a buzz system where you guys are connected to a buzzer, and like when you
That's
say something stupid,
fabulous.
you know, a little electric zap would say, "Oh, well, that got me." Okay, I said something stupid. So,
That would be fabulous.
I'm not doing it. I'd have to put it on, and I ain't putting it on because y'all do it just to see what it looked like.
yeah.
Both y'all
Yeah,
be
the old dog collar zapper, you know, when you want that dog, get that dog's attention from going out of your yard, just zap his collar. They'll do the same to you.
I know.
ain't doing it. Ain't doing it. That ain't happening.
Dog tag. I do. Before we go, I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I made my donation, I put that it was in memory of my dad,
Okay.
and I don't know if you look at those and make a tag for, because my dad was a veteran, and but he didn't commit suicide or anything. So
Well,
I
you
don't
say if you will send me his name, I will make you a dog tag for him. So
with you.
I would, yes.
I would love to have that. Would be
What branch of service was he in?
he was in the army.
Okay, well, I should have asked. They said he was in the only branch, right? So,
Oh my goodness.
well, no, when I was on the
And-
trail, I color coded my dog tags. If they were Marine, I did red dog tags. The Army, I would do green dog tags. So unless they requested something special, some people would like the black dog tags because that was my dog tag that I used that I gave to everybody. But yeah, if you'll send me his information and I'll make you a dog tag, and then I'll send you one of my official dog tags that I
Okay.
handed out along the trail. So
All
because I've sent Rob and I've sent Dave stuff, I've yet to send you anything.
It's
So,
all right.
I was gonna send you Virginia's for Lovers T-shirt, you know, thinking that you needed to have a shirt, you know. So
It's all right. It's all right.
I'd love
That would
to do
be, if you would do that for a dog tag for my dad, that would be wonderful. Because I was a daddy's girl,
that. Oh,
and you know, my daddy meant everything to me, and you know, a dog tag for him would be
well, if
that would be wonderful.
I will definitely be happy to do that for you. So yeah,
Okay.
if you can just either email me or message me on Facebook. I don't know if you're on my Facebook page, but if you can message me with the information and then an address where to send it to, and I'll be happy to get it done for you.
I will.
So, because
All
I still have Rob's dad's dog tag that I'd eventually like to get back to you as well. You know,
No, that would mean a lot to me.
well, my plan is to take my picture and the dog tags of people that I'm pretty close to, that I've stayed in touch with, and then of course I don't know if you know, but the U.S. Postal Service had a Appalachian Trail stamp series this year, and so I bought a bunch of those.
Oh,
So, yeah.
cool.
So in honor of, this is the 100th anniversary of the ATC this year, the 2025 is. So they did a stamp series for the AT. And so I bought a bunch of them and I'd like to take them. I'm sure you've seen where people have taken pictures and then put little postage stamps at the bottom of it to kind of match up with the picture. And so I'd like to do a picture of me holding the dog tags up on Mount Katahdin along with the dog tag and then a postage stamp underneath it. So
Oh, that would be cool.
I'm gonna work on that. So, but
Well,
yeah, it's all of my honeydew list that, you know, that I've got to do, and I still got to
you get
finish
that
a
tree
few.
cut up.
Not completely. I've started to, but it was a big pecan tree, you know,
I
and
bet.
it was a big tree, and so I've got to go rent one of those shredders that can shred the branches up. So
Mm,
the smaller branches. I'm going to use the bigger ones for firewood in the house, but yeah.
get you some mulch out of it anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd like to do. So, but yeah, there's still quite a few honeydew lists, and of course, the American Legion here. They, you know, I was first. I'm the first vice commander, so of course they've missed me for 7 months, and they've got a
Oh,
big list of items for me to do. Our county fair is this weekend, and so I always do engraving items for our county fair that are veteran related. So, um, but yeah, so, you know,
Well, I looked over here, and that big orange cat of mine is being all cute. He's got his cat tree, and it's got a little basket on it. And when I and the whole basket is tipped out. I don't know if you can tell it in the picture or not, but it's tipped out. It's
that's
trying
fine.
to pull out. But yeah,
He's
so
sound asleep.
he is. He's still looking just like that. He has not moved. You know,
what's the name of that cat that's the cartoon cat?
Garfield.
Garfield. He looks just like a Garfield cat.
Yeah. Yeah, he's big, fat, and orange. But he's only got one eye, so you know.
That's all right. We all have our flaws in life. So
We do.
We do. He's horrible at catching bites. He just his depth perception's horrible. When he jumps off of something, it's ka-thunk. He's not right on his feet, and he still hadn't moved.
Hey, one last request of you, Rob, is do you by chance have can you send me a copy of your logo for your Southern Fried podcast? Do you have a specific logo for your Southern? Because I was working on coffee mugs today, out in my shop on my laser engraver, and I was gonna laser engrave Dave a coffee mug, and I was gonna put the AT stuff on one side, and I was thinking I could, if you guys had a Southern Fried podcast logo, I could try to laser engrave it on the other side. So if you have one, will you forward it to me or send it to me, and then I'll see if I can make it work. So white is better, but anything I can turn it into a black and white one. So
Dave said we do.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, I wasn't on that screen.
He said I'll send it to you.
Okay. Well, cool. You must want that coffee mug that I'm gonna send to him. So
thanks,
so,
Dave.
all righty. I'll let you go. I'm looking at my phone and it looks like it's about ready to die. I didn't realize I
know I'm down to 16% myself.
It's cool. We're 15 minutes over anyway. Hey, thank you for coming in. Thanks everybody for joining in with the show. We've had a good crowd tonight. Thank you, Dog Tag, for popping in.
Yes,
Let us know some more information. And I think it was a very informative show. Thank you, guys.
You all be safe now. Take care.
You do the same.
Next week will be all about manners.
Yeah, we're going to talk manners next week.
Yeah.
One of my favorite topics. You'll have to turn in for sure.
You might have to sit and be a wallflower on that one. Or I don't want to say.
Your wife's going to make you watch it when she finds out.
I need my kids to watch it. Is what I need to get. Bring
them on. We'll set them straight.
Yes, sir. All righty,
Hey.
y'all take care and be safe.
Bye,
do.
y'all. Thanks,
Bye.
Dog Tag.
God
Bye.
bless y'all. See you on the
Bye.
next- I gotta find the music though. I'm not ready yet. I gotta find the music. There it is. Miss Elizabeth, have a great night. God bless
You
you. And
too.
we'll see you Wednesday at the lunchtime show. Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna do it. Hey, good night, y'all. God bless.
So grab your sweet tea, pull up a chair. Join the Mama Said crew, we're glad you're there. With Robert Cornbread and Mama Sweet Grace, we're Georgia proud. Put a smile on your face.